Hello Struckweb, today I'm bringing you a soldier build based on the Solland's Fate set. It uses Sigmar's Wrath, Sigmar's Blessing and the heroic skill of the set, Justice of the Empire, to deal massive amounts of damage, have good survivability, stack up block chance and gain a lot of damage based on the block chance. It is a great build to start farming the early chaoses like chaos 2-3, and as you gear up with better items you can move on to chaos 4, chaos 5, eventually even chaos 6. I've kinda tried doing chaos 6, I can do it, I do die every now and then on chaos 6, but it's doable and I can finish whole maps with it. So it's a decent build, especially for team play it might be very useful. If this sounds like a build that you're interested in, you might want to watch the rest of the build video, where I explain the suggested gear and skills and passives, along with God 3 skills. The gear that's best used with this set is the Solland's Fate Great Helmet, the Solland's Fate Breastplate, Tassets, Sabatons, and Gauntlets. Ideally you would get green ones, but even red ones are okay, especially if you get some high road values on health and things like what else could you need? For the helmet you probably could use some cooldown reduction, some HP. Wood quality is always nice. As you see, I'm kind of using a wood quality build at the moment. I do have alternatives that do not stack on wood quality. Things like this breastplate. And on the legs, ideally you would want to gain some HP, good armor, maybe some energy, but it's not necessary. You would probably prefer some wood quality again on that. For the boots, you would need some good speed bonus, good HP, good armor, and if possible, wood quality. For the gauntlets, I'd say try, if you don't need the HP, try and get something like this I got, with crit damage and damage without HP. And whether it has wood quality or not doesn't matter, but of course if it does it would be quite nice. Let's go for the Magnus Gift as a weapon. Although a good choice, a good alternative choice would be Blade of Vengeance, since we are blocking a lot with this set. Magnus Gift is the best when there's a lot of enemies. This is also good when there's a lot of enemies, because they would keep attacking us and we would keep blocking. But if you don't want to get hit that much, I'd assume go for Magnus Gift. Something else that's great is the Grudge Settler. A good road Grudge Settler will go well with most builds. So try to use whatever you have with good rolls. Currently I have a very nice roll on Magnus's Gift, so that's why I'm using it. And I prefer to avoid getting hit, to avoid getting those successful box doors. This is limited to 10 stacks, and I think this is also limited to 10 stacks, so in both cases we can get more than 500% damage. For the shield, I would assume you would probably want to be swallowing some enemies. In that case you might want to go for the Meteoric Iron Shield. I was currently using it because it seems to be the best rolled one from all I've got. Another very good one would be this shield. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. Pavis of Anger. But it is a great shield, and that extra damage from the archetype ability does add up to some substantial damage, so maybe you might try and see if it works out well for your build. This one is very well rolled because it gives me crit chance, and with it I can get 61.3 crit chance, but without it I'm okay. I'm 47 crit chance, it's not so bad, it's perfect, so even the Meteoric Iron Shield isn't a bad choice. I would stay away from the Shield of Revenge unless you're using a Meteoric set. It doesn't seem to work well with this set. So what's left? What's left is the rings and the amulet. For the rings, this is an awesome ring. Ring of Resonance. If you get it with good rolls, you could be very happy. Where to get it is here, from the invasions. You kinda have to do invasions, and you kinda have to go all the way here if you want to get this ring. If you're having difficulties, most builds might have difficulties once they reach this node, then just keep farming those grand rank relic maps, and maybe go for Chaos 3 or Chaos 2 if you can't handle Chaos 3 fast enough. Preferably once you gear up, you would just move up the ranks to Chaos 3 and Chaos 4, and don't bother farming Chaos 5, it's not the best for speedruns for farming gear. So a good one like this is necessary. Why? Because look, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 skills with cooldowns. Let's see what happens when we use them. This is one of the skills. This is another skill. Third skill, fourth skill, and I don't know why it's not working, but it should unleash some specific explosion that stuns enemies within a certain radius. So let's see. Oh yeah, I'm seeing an explosion, but that's probably from Taunt. Look at that, there is that explosion here. Explosion. So whatever skill with cooldown we use, it has a chance to trigger that explosion. So for different characters it does different things. But this is nice, pretty amazing to use. So it helps, and it helps when the enemies around you, you can stun them. Another good ring, I kind of got this one, but if you get another good one, would be the no ring. So if you get a green or good rolled red one, no ring, signet ring of no is perfect, because you want some extra health regen, you want some extra energy regen. This one I got with very nice crit chance, some wood quality and armor piercing, so I didn't see a reason not to put it. If you're unlucky, you might get something like this. Or actually the unlucky ring probably is not here, but this is also nice. This gives you armor piercing, crit damage. I had a ring that was giving me only energy, health regen, cost reduction, and things that are kind of not damage oriented. So it's not here, it's in my warehouse. Avoid getting rings like that. And for the amulet, I decided to go with this one because you're using Sigmar's Wrath and it's a god skill which will deal more damage. So 17,000 watt without it. It's probably still gonna show 17,000, but add 20% on this and see the actual damage. Okay, now it's kind of showing more damage. It's showing 27.268. Not sure why, but just keep that in mind, 20% from this medal. Another good one would be this thing. Although we get all the cooldown reduction from the set, so we probably wouldn't want some cooldown reduction, but Sacred Fire Medal is a good amulet to use. So alternative choices. Alternative choice is this. If you want to be using your potion soon, if you get a good enchanted jade medal, use that. Stay away from heals when a god skill is used until this is fixed. Once this is fixed, Thrice Blessed Copper Medal would be perfect for us. We have 2 god skills in the build, which means we have 2 extra sources of healing. But for now, don't use it because it heals the enemies. And it's not pleasant when you're fighting a boss and then you use that combination of the 2 god skills and he kinda gets healed by a watt, because it's percentage based, I think. For the rings, another good choice might be this one with the extra cooldown reduction, if you think you need more cooldown reduction than what the set offers. If you need extra damage reduction, you can always try and get a Signet Ring of Fortitude. And if you need extra damage, as I said again, purple Signet Ring, it's perfect. Especially if you have a good rolled one. I spent like 16 or 17 hours trying to get a full set and I still couldn't get 2 pieces. I did get full set of the meteors, and I'll show a build for that in a few days. So that's it for the gear. Let's move on to showing you some of the skills. The skills are pretty simple in regards to what to get for this build, but they can also be flexible in regards to what we put in those 3 slots here, and whether we want to use a 3rd level of Sigmar's Blessing, or we want to use a 2nd or 3rd level of Break Through the Rank, or maybe we might want to use the 3rd level of the Banner. But I would say don't use the 3rd level of the Banner, it only adds some counterattack damage. It's more suitable for builds that center on counterattack like the Meteoric set. And its duration is 12 seconds, whereas this is 16 and this is 12. So maybe this is the best because it's 16 seconds. And it also has that 25% damage. Break through the ranks. This one could give you damage reduction. So if you think you need that extra damage reduction, demote Sigmar's Blessing to level 1. That way, with level 1 Sigmar's Blessing, you can free up another, how many points? That's 12 points. And we have 4 spare, so that means you would have 16 points to spend. You could either add this passive for the Wisdom of the Apothecary, something like that. So if you do this, which I'll do now, adding rank 1 Sigmar's Blessing, you can then remove either this damage or this, or even the crit chance if you have other sources. Although I'd suggest using this crit chance here because that's 2 full items worth of blessings. So the equivalent of 80 crit damage. So probably this can be removed, then we can put this. It will reduce the cooldown of the potion and it can drop a healing item on the ground. So it's not bad. If you can only afford 4 points, you can just put this there. Like I had those 4 spare points, I could just do that without demoting Sigmar's Blessing. Something else that you could do, you could just play around removing the damage, maybe adding some HP if you need HP, or adding some energy if you need energy. Although this build does not need energy, so maybe adding the Wookiee Charm. When I'm farming, I'm always adding the Wookiee Charm, so keep that in mind. For the main build skills, we need Indestructible. Damage based on block chance. The more the block chance, the more damage we deal. This is what makes this set so good. And this for each nearby enemy, block chance and damage dealt is increased. And damage taken is reduced. So the more enemies around you, the more damage you do, the more damage reduction you get, and the more your block chance is. Which stacks up pretty well. There was a nerf, so I can't get my block chance above 90. So the limit seems to be 90 block chance. What passives and skills you use, you can't get it more than 90. It's okay, it's not so bad. You get some more block chance from taunt as well. So when you taunt, you can max out if there's a lot of enemies. You also gain energy and damage when you taunt, so it's not bad to keep using it as much as you can. Now, what else could be good skill? I think that's kind of it for the passives, which could go well with us. There is, of course, Divine Judgment. I kind of missed that. This is very nice, extra damage taken and extra damage reduction for the nearby enemies. So they would deal less damage and they would take more damage when they're nearby you. And they will be attack. So active skills, Justice of the Empire, Heroic. Our main heroic skill from the set. Amazing, close range, you can just cast and just run around on the boss. In the meantime, you can have your Sigmar's Rat superior. Why superior? Because the range of the Sigmar's Rat superior is larger, and it gives you a 10% damage bonus. So you can pop Sigmar's Blessing, you can put the banner, and if there's a boss here, you can use Sigmar's Blessing superior to keep hitting while running around and trying to cast those yours. You can taunt when possible, you can move around with break through the ranks. If you add break through the ranks 3, it's also a nice choice for that extra damage reduction. Then we're using break through the ranks, as I said, 1 or 3. I'd avoid using the second one. It's better for the meteoric build. Taunt mastered must have for block chance and damage gain. Sigmar's Blessing, as I said, 1 or 3. And Banner of the Empire, keep the second version here, preferably. Now onto the god skills. It is pretty simple. We kinda stopping here for the crit damage, and we are getting this crit damage instead of cost reduction. We don't need cost reduction, and I don't think we need to go all the way to this crit damage, but if you feel like it, you can reduce some of that blocked damage. And that block damage and those 2 HP nodes could be invested in those 4 points. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can remove this crit damage cost reduction and you can get that 26% crit damage. Then you're getting 26 instead of 20. Over here we're getting the crit damage. We're not getting the damage which reduces our HP. It's not worth it, in my opinion. Now, on the other side, we're going all the way here to get that block damage for the price of some cost reduction. We don't care about that cost reduction. You're grabbing all the other nodes. We're kind of getting here for that block damage, but we're not getting the block chance. Since it was nerfed, now there's a limit, we don't need that. But stacking some more block damage is always nice. And all the way here for that extra other block damage. It's not a bad way of stacking this, especially if you decide to use the Pavis, no, not Pavis of Anger, Shield of Revenge. But Shield of Revenge kind of goes well with the Meteoric set, because that's kind of what gives you the extra damage. But even then, if you, regardless of what shield you use, it's nice to have some extra block damage. So this kind of sums it up for the passives and the god skills and the actives. Now I'll leave you with some gameplay footage of me killing a boss on Chaos 5. The way this build is played on bosses is pretty simple. Try to kite around in circles, avoid their AoE skills, also avoid the skills they cast underneath you, such as this boss's tentacle that comes from the ground. So you can just run in circles with break through the ranks, spam your Justice for the Empire, and make sure that the boss is within the range of Sigmar's Rat. You can try to keep taunting, especially when he summons the Ats. You can also try to keep Sigmar's Blessing up as much as possible and the banner close to the boss, so even if you're rotating around him you can get the banner bonus. So this is it kind of for this video. Thank you everyone for watching. If you've enjoyed my content, you can hit that subscribe button. You can let me know also by liking and also leaving a comment in regards to anything that you might want to see in the future. I will be doing all builds for all sets, but if you want to see something sooner rather than waiting for me to get to it in the queue, do let me know. I'll make sure to prioritize this specific build for this specific set in regards to the others. You can also see my Facebook, Twitter, Twitch and Mixer links in the description below or in the sequence that will follow in a bit. Thank you again for watching and remember to keep it cool, guys.